off screen, I managed to take down an Unown after failing to defeat the one I was fighting last video. Although it wasn't easy. I had to use Synthesis a few times to survive Unown's attacks. Now hopefully I don't run out of power points for Synthesis before I get out of here. Although that's easier said than done since I only have 2 power points for Synthesis left. Now, I'm kind of under the impression that Unown has modified stats in this game, although I'm not really sure if this is true or not. Okay, hidden power is not very effective on Bayleaf. Well, whatever this Unown's hidden power is, looks like it doesn't do a whole lot of damage to grass types. Now, while I'm getting out of here, I might as well talk about something that's kind of interesting. Or rather, maybe something that I'm not really sure too many people care about anymore. Another 7-star Terrorade battle event in Scarlet and Violet. And this time it features a 7-star Hydreigon. So for those of you playing Violet, this is your chance to get a Hydreigon. So that event started on the 7th, and it'll end today on the 9th. But it'll come back on the 14th, and then on the 16th. So its ability is Levitate, its Terra type is Poison, its nature is Modest, and knows the moves Terra Blast, Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Earth Power, and its additional moves are Snarl, Nasty Plot, and Dragon Dance. So what do I do against this thing? Well, first off, you should know that when the battle starts, it goes for Snarl. Oh, ouch, that critical hit hurts. Okay, hopefully Razor Leaf doesn't miss. Okay, good, doesn't. So yeah, when the battle begins, Hydreigon immediately goes for Snarl to lower your special attack stats, so watch out for that. So the Pokemon I used to fight that Hydreigon, Annihilape. Oh man, I thought I was going to be home free. Yeah, maybe I should use Synthesis to heal myself so that way this Unown doesn't kill me. Well, whatever its hidden power is, hopefully it doesn't do a whole lot of damage to me. Okay, what's it going to do? Secret power? Well, hopefully that doesn't do much. Oh yeah, 9 damage. Yeah, that wasn't a whole lot. So yeah, I used Annihilape against a Hydreigon. So, its Terra type was Ghost, the item I gave it was the Shell Bell, its ability was its hidden ability, Defiance, and the moves I gave it, Focus Energy, and Rage Fist. That's it. So what I did was, I used Focus Energy first, and then when Hydreigon hit me, I just kept on spamming Rage Fist over and over again. And eventually, Hydreigon went down. Yeah, it was pretty easy. I only had one attempt to capture that Hydreigon. Or rather, I only needed one attempt to capture that Hydreigon. Yeah, Annihilape rocks. Oh yeah, there's something I didn't show you last video, so I'm just going to do that real quick before I go back to Violet City. Yeah, last video I said something about how there was a message on the door at the back of here. Yeah, it says escape, so that means you need a certain item in order to open this door. So the item I need is an escape rope. But I don't have that yet, so I'm going to have to come back here later once I've acquired an escape rope. So yeah, that Hydreigon was no problem to me at all. Now another Pokemon I could have used against that thing, well actually I did use against that Hydreigon, Malamar. Its Terra type was Psychic, the item I gave it was the Shell Bell, its ability was Contrary, and I gave the moves Psycho Cut, Light Screen, Skill Swap, and Superpower. Now, trying to use Malamar against Hydreigon, well, it was kind of hard since, yeah, I guess some things just didn't go my way, especially since I was flinching a whole bunch of times thanks to Dark Pulse. So first off, I used Skill Swap to get rid of Levitate, so that way, if it went for Nasty Plot or Dragon Dance, I could watch it lower its stats like an idiot. And that's exactly what it did. So I used Superpower a few times, so that way I can get an attack boost, and then Psycho Cut did the rest. Alright, here we are at last at the Sprout Tower. And as I said before, this place has never looked better. Okay, now what I'm doing here is, before I progress further in the Sprout Tower, I'm going to catch a Gastly. But it's not going to be for my team, it's going to be part of a breeding process that I'm going to do a bit later on in the game. Okay, that's nice. Well, the problem is, I believe Gastly has a 20% appearance rate when it's night only. So, fighting Gastly could possibly take a while. Okay, I'm just going to switch Zubat to the lead, so that way I can give it some experience points. Alright, let me see if I can try and encounter something. Hopefully, it's a Gastly. Hello? Hey, where are all the Pokemon at? Alright, there we go. Okay, is this going to be Gastly? Nope, it's just a Drifloon. Oh yeah, I did learn that Drifloon also comes out at night, not during the day. So yeah, I guess if you want to catch a Drifloon, here's the place to capture it in. Gus, okay, how much is that going to do? 10 damage? Okay, something tells me I better switch out Zubat, otherwise it's gonna die. Well, looking at this background, I assume Nature Power is going to turn into Rock Slide, so yeah, that's going to be super effective on Drifloon, so hopefully I take it down. Aw, man, it misses. Well, you can thank Minimize for that. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully Rock Slide connects this time. Alright, good. Am I going to take down this Drifloon? Alright, good. Okay, so I see that fighting Gastly is going to take quite a while, so... Okay, Zubat gains a level, that's good. So, I'll be back when I eventually find a Gastly. Finally found a Gastly, and a male one to boot. Did this take a while? Yes, it did. Considering Zubat gained 5 more levels after fighting that Drifloon. Oh, Lick, huh? Its weakest attack? Aw, man, Paralysis. Well, it doesn't matter because once the battle's over, Natural Cure will take away that Paralysis like nothing happens. Alright, hopefully Gastly survives this Razor Leaf. Alright, that's the perfect amount of HP for me to start throwing Pokeballs. Now, since Gastly has a pretty high catch rate, this Pokeball is a for sure capture. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now later on, I'm going to level up this Gastly until it learns Shadow Ball. Then, I'm going to capture a female Misdreavus to eventually breed a Misdreavus with Shadow Ball. But I'm still quite a ways away from that happening. Okay, yes, I've seen that Pokedex entry quite a few times. Now, let me see what nature this Gastly has. Quirky, huh? Well, that's neutral. Well, maybe the nature of the Misdreavus I'm going to get later on is a bit better. Now, I'm going back to the Pokemon Center to heal because I want my power points to be in tip-top shape since I have a feeling I'm going to be using Wing Attack a whole lot in the Sprout Tower. Well, considering all the trainers in there have grass types, well, I assume they all have grass types. Well, in a game like this, maybe they have some different Pokemon on them. Now, as for the other Pokemon I captured over the course of this Let's Play so far, starting with that male Sentret that I caught on Route 29, I'm going to evolve it into Furret so that way it learns the elemental punches, namely Ice Punch. Then I'm going to catch a female Baneri to pass on Ice Punch. Then I'm going to catch a female Machop to pass on Ice Punch. Yes, I'm going to be using a Machamp in this game. And you're probably going to ask me how I'm going to get a Machamp once Machop evolves into Machoke, right? Well, don't worry, I got that covered. You'll see what I mean a bit later on in the game. Okay, now that Zubat is at a high enough level, looks like it can actually fight on its own. Considering the fact that it now has Bite as one of its moves. Now, back at the Ruins of Elf, I was talking about that 7 Star Hydreigon Terrorblade Battle event, and I was talking about how I handled it with the Malamar. Well, to tell you the truth, I did need quite a few attempts to take down that Hydreigon with Malamar since, well, I guess a lot of things weren't going my way, especially since Dark Pulse kind of flinched me a few times. So with Malamar, I used Skill Swap to get rid of Levitate and replace it with Contrary, so that way, if it went for either Nasty Plot or Dragon Dance, it would lower its own stats like an idiot. And that's exactly what it did. And from there, I use Superpowers so that way I can get an attack and defense boost. And then eventually I Terastallize it to a Psychic type so that way Psycho Cut will do quite a bit of damage. And while I was at it, I managed to put up a light screen so that way I can cushion the blow, so to speak. Well, to tell you the truth, I guess I got a little bit of help from my comrade, so to speak. I believe someone's Belly Ball paralyzed that Hydreigon, or maybe it was someone's Dunsparce with Glare. Although I seem to recall that that trainer's Belly Ball did use Light Screen. Well, I guess that was good since, yeah, I didn't want to use Light Screen since I was just focused on attacking it. So yeah, Malamar is a good Pokemon to use against Hydreigon, although it might take a bit of time since, well, I had to use Superpower a few times so that way my attack will go up, and obviously using Superpower on a Poison type, well, yeah, that's not going to do a whole lot of damage. But as I was saying, I was just in it for the attack. Oh yeah, as for other Pokemon you can find here, I believe you can find, let's see, there's Blammeow, Stunky, Drifloon, as you saw before I encountered that Gastly. What else? Rattata. I believe you can find Chatot here as well, although I could be wrong about this since, well, I don't quite recall the encounter rates by heart since, yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon here. But I believe Chatot only appears during the day, not at the nighttime. So yeah, if you want to catch a Chatot for some reason, you can catch it here during the daytime. And I will admit, catching Gastly, I think it went a lot successful than the last time I tried catching it since, I will admit, I did spend quite a bit of time trying to find a Gastly during my last few playthroughs, and yeah, Zubat ended up being at a higher level than that. And that was all because I did find a few Gastlys, but all those Gastlys were females, so yeah, that's why Zubat was at a higher level at that one time. Now, as for other Pokemon you can use against that 7 Star Hydreigon, well, I think there's Excadrill. Well, I think the moves I would give it would be, let's see, Earthquake, Protect, Sword Stance, Mud Slap, and also make sure its ability is Mold Breaker so that way you can bypass Levitate. I haven't tried Excadrill yet, but yeah, that's a Pokemon you can use against Hydreigon. Although I will admit, it's kind of strange how there's another Terry Battle event even though people are now playing Legend ZA. As for me, well, yeah, I'm enjoying the game so far, even though, yeah, it's quite a chore trying to avoid getting killed by Alpha Pokemon. Yeah, it's Legends Arceus all over again. Okay, better switch out Zubat because I don't want it to fight a Mareep. And yes, I am using Excadrill in Legends ZA as well, and I gotta say, whoever thought of the idea of giving Excadrill a Mega Evolution, thank you. Thank you very much. Excadrill has never been better. Yeah, I'm having a whole lot of fun using Mega Excadrill. Now, I don't know if it could have potentially received the Mega Evolution a long time ago. Although, in X and Y, yeah, I don't think getting Excadrill was even possible. Although, actually, yeah, that's true. I don't think getting Excadrill in X and Y was even possible during regular gameplay. Well, if the cases were different, then yeah, maybe I would have used Excadrill as a team member. So yeah, using Mega Excadrill, yeah, I never had this much fun using Excadrill in my entire life. Yeah, it is one of my favorite Pokemon, and yeah, it just got a whole lot better. Especially since I didn't really need to Mega Evolve to take down that Rogue Mega Mawile. Yeah, that thing was pretty easy for me. As for the other Mega Evolve Pokemon, well, I gotta say, a lot of them kind of caught me off guard. Especially Pokemon like, say, Electros, Clefable, Phalanx, Scrafty. I will admit, I was considering to use Scrafty for a team member in Legends ZA, but I ultimately decided to go with Gallade since, well, I think Gallade's move pool is slightly more better than Scrafty's, although I could be wrong about that since, well, it's been a while since I last used Scrafty. Although I will admit, Gallade did get me out of quite a few jams when I was playing Legends ZA, especially against certain Alpha Pokemon. Okay, level 17, I believe Zubat's going to learn Hypnosis. Yes, it is. Alright, I'm going to delete Supersonic since I have no need for that move. As for Leech Life, well, that's going to become Roost once I eventually beat Faulkner a bit later on. Okay, I'm just going to switch my moves real quick because I do like my moves to be in a certain place. Now, as for these guys, I don't know if I have any more time to fight trainers since they could potentially have more than 2 Pokemon or something, and I'm not really sure if I'll have a whole lot of time to defeat 3 Pokemon with the time I have. So, I think I'm just going to end it off for here today. Oh, I could have captured a level 10 Gastly, although that one was female, but whatever. So next time, we're going to continue fighting in the Sprout Tower, and hopefully move on to bigger and better things. See you next time.